Well, Europe imported record amounts of Russian liquefied natural gas during the first half of the year, despite the EU's plans to end its reliance on Russian energy. New figures show Russia's biggest LNG export project is still sending large volumes of European customers ahead of the tougher restrictions due next year. Nearly 10 million tons of liquefied natural gas arrived in Europe from Russia's Yamal LNG project during the first 6 months of 2026, up by 18% on the same period last year. Well, France, Belgium and Spain were the largest European buyers. And this all comes as the European Union prepares to further tighten restrictions on Russian gas. In April, imports under short-term contracts were banned. And from January next year, the ban will expand to long-term contracts. Then all remaining Russian gas imports will be phased out, including pipeline gas, by late 2027. Maria Jaller-Makarewicz is a Europe energy analyst at the Institute for Energy Economics and Financial Analysis. Anna, great to have you on the show. So I guess the major reason for the increase is front-loading. Can we say that?
Yes, we can say that. And it's not the first time that it happens. When we remember the Russian LNG transshipment ban that came into effect in March, I think last year, if I'm not wrong, then we saw a huge increase on transshipment prior to that. Then also with the transit via Ukraine, the contract was going to expire end of December 2024. So we saw a huge increase also on transit of Russian gas via that pipeline. Mm-hmm. So we noticed that it happens all the time. The moment a ban is coming into effect, we see a huge increase of flows until, while it is valid, while it is legal to do it, it's going to happen like that.
And we know the European Union is planning to phase out LNG imports from Russia by the end of 2027. Do you think before that we'll see more front-loading? And how do you think that will impact the market?
I think we will see. Sadly, we will see. Because as we have noticed, a huge increase this first semester of Russian LNG imports. Still is legal. Those are private companies that have signed these contracts with Yamal LNG. They are allowed to do it, still allowed. So then we are going to see it. We are going to see more. We need to fill in the storage. Right now is 51.9%. So gas storage is lower than in previous years. So they need to refill it too. We are going to now enter into winter months later. So we could see an increase on Russian LNG imports.
And the effective closure of the Strait of Hormuz, I believe, has been part of the reason too. So how vulnerable is Europe's LNG supplies to the war in the Middle East now?
I think, yes, it has affected, but we would have seen this regardless of the Strait of Hormuz being blocked. We would have seen this situation happening, the increase on LNG imports from Russia. Having the Strait of Hormuz blocked right now, still that increases that situation, that puts a strain on the situation. But even though we don't import that much right now from Qatar, is around 8%. We used to import before like 12%, 15%. Now was around 8%. Still is 20% of the global LNG that is out of the market. So that is the situation right now, that we are going to be competing with other markets in the world for this LNG from other suppliers. In Europe, there are some countries that could be more affected by the Qatari LNG, like Italy, Belgium, Poland. They used to import more Qatari LNG than other countries in Europe.
Oh, thank you, Anna, for that analysis. That is Maria Jaller-Makarewicz from the Institute for Energy Economics and Financial Analysis. Thank you so much for your insight. And this